Hey guys, it's me Ram here, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys my luckiest Rubik's Cube Scrambles I've seen on all of these events. Now before you guys say this is copied of Cubehead or Card Trick Kid, well, instead of asking you guys for suggestions, I'm going to be showing you guys the luckiest scrambles I have seen, so it's technically not copied. On top of that, I'm only going to be showing a few particularly easy ones for all of these events, and if that isn't good enough to you, I got permission from both Cubehead and Card Trick Kid to make this video. So yeah, I'll link both of their channels and videos in the description below, and with that being said, let's begin with the most important event, 2x2. So the first scramble I'm going to be showing you guys is my PB single of 0.33 seconds, and that's at the top of the screen now. So as you guys can see, we have all these blocks here. However, the way I executed this was on red, so if you do a sexy move, the entire cube is solved. Let's just go ahead and time that. 0.33. Epic, I tied my PB single, so now at least you guys get an idea that my pickup is quite fast. And the other scramble we're going to be taking a look at is from WGC 2015, which was an official comp in the UK. And the UK NR single of 0.74 seconds was set here on this scramble, so here it is at the top of the screen now. So as you guys can see, we basically just have the inverse of the previous scramble. So the way I like to execute this is by holding it from this angle and doing yellow with L prime, U prime, L, U, which is just a lefty sexy move. And let's go ahead and time that. 0.42. Alright, so let's move on to 3x3, and the first one actually comes from my Polish friend Kajetan. He sent this scramble to me back in January and I found it really easy, so let's take a look at it. So here we have a white cross pieces here, here, and here, and if you solve the white cross like this, inserting this, and then doing a D2, you actually have a double X cross in the back. On top of that, you also have this free pair here, so you can rotate this way and solve it like this. And then for your last pair, you can rotate here and do this. Then you're left with this OLL, which is pretty nice. And then you're left with the good J-perm. After F2L minus 1, this isn't a super short solution, however, it can be done quite fast, so let's just go ahead and time it. .31. The next scramble we're going to be taking a look at is J-perm's saddest 5-second Rubik's Cube solve, and it's actually insanely sad, so let's just take a look at it. Alright, so on this scramble, as you guys can see, we have a pretty easy yellow cross. The cross pieces are here, and here, and you can solve this cross by doing R prime, F to insert these two, and then D2, R prime, D2 to finish the cross. Then for the first F2L pair, we can solve this with U, L prime in the back. Then for the second pair, this is already set up, so we can just insert it. This also sets up this pair with U, R prime, U prime, R, and then for the last pair, we just have these two. Now since J-perm is left-handed, what he did was a U prime and then F, left sexy F prime, which left him with a U perm. However, if you're right-handed, you can just do a U, F sexy F prime, which leaves you with a PLL skip with no AUF. This was the reason why it was J-perm's saddest 5-second solve, because he completely missed that 6-move 1-look last layer. Let's time this. .95. And while we're on the topic of dumb scrambles, how can we forget Cubing Encoded's 5-second scramble? Let's take a look at it. Alright, so as you guys can see, we have the most basic 2-move X cross, and if we hold it from this angle and do R prime, B prime, we have the X cross in the back. Then we have this free pair, R, U, R prime, and then if you rotate, you have this free pair, L prime, U, L, and then you also have this free pair. And this would give you an OLL skip into a T-perm. However, you can actually cancel into the T-perm, which is what I would do. So yeah, this scramble is crazy, so let's just go ahead and time it. .88. And potentially the easiest one out there. Let's take a look at this gem by Lucas Garin. Yes, 0.02. Now let's move on to the triangle cube. Let's start out with the scramble sent to me by Suburban Mirakt, who is one of my viewers and just DM'd it to me the other day. Alright, our yellow V is completely solved. We have this edge in the back solved. We just have to do a left sledgehammer, U, and then you're done and just finish the annoying tips. Let's go ahead and time that. $161, that's kinda bad for such an easy scramble, but whatever. Alright, the other Pyraminx Scramble we've got is a silly one from Cubers.io. Alright, so as you guys can see, this doesn't look all that great right off the bat. However, if you solve this tip and insert this center, insert this center, insert this center, you pretty much have an everything skip just with a U-tip and a U-turn. I ended up executing it really well during the Cubers.io comp, so let's just go ahead and time it now. $1.59. How did I do worse than last time? Alright, the next event is Skewb. The first one I've got was while I was with my friend Shubham like last year, so let's just take a look at it. So, as you guys can see, we have this insanely easy blue layer that can be solved in 3 moves like this. And then if you rotate and do a sledgehammer, you get an everything skip. $1.43. And of course, while we're on the topic of dumb Skewb Scrambles, how can we forget that legendary U-perm from Worlds? Let's take a look at it. So to anyone who does Skewb, this should be pretty self-explanatory. However, let's just go ahead and time it. 1.10. The next event we have is Squan. Let's start out with Derpy Cuber's recent 2.69 PB single. Alright, so as you guys can see, we have cube shape completely solved, and what I started out by doing was solving CO like this, and then also flip the bar like that. Then I did this 1-1 EO like this, pretty bad finger tricks, and then I did JJ from here, and then I was left with op which I solved like this. So yeah, this was a really good scramble. Let's just go ahead and time it. $8.37. That's definitely sub my PB. The other good Squan scramble we're going to be taking a look at is my very own 9.65 PB single, which will be linked in the description below. Let's just go ahead and check it out. Alright, so as you guys can see, once again we have square square as our cube shape, and I started out by solving the CO like this. Then I was left with this CO 3-3, which I don't know the alg for, so I just did M2 and then solved 1-1 like this with bad finger tricks once again. Then I did JJ like this, and then I was left with Ajaj. So yeah, 9.65 was my PB with this scramble. Let's see if I can beat it. $8.67, definitely sub PB again. And as for the last event clock, I'm only going to be showing one scramble from Leeds Open 2019, and it had the UK NR single of 3.98 seconds. However, this scramble was insane, so let's take a look at it. Alright, so as you guys can see on our second side, we have this much of our cross already done, which is crazy. So what we can start by doing is just doing a Z2 rotation like this, and then pushing this pin down, pushing this one up, solving the cross like this, and then pushing all up and just doing a 1 positive to align our cross. Then we can just do an X2 and solve this edge to these 3 edges like this. Then push this up and then solve this cross like this. And then as you guys can see, we've also skipped these 2 corners. So what we can just do is push all up, push this one down, and then do this, push this up, push this one down, solve this corner, push this up, align everything, and we've solved the entire clock. This was pretty insane, so for the final time in this video, let's just go ahead and time it. $5.06, that's like PB by a lot, and it's not even good for this scramble. So that's about it for this video on how you can impress your non-cuber friends. Thanks a lot for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed and let me know what you get on these scrambles. Goodbye.